by Nanton, Alberta. I just paid 550 bucks Canadian for about 100 gallons or 378 liters of diesel, and then I got 20 liters of DEF. DEF is 99 cents Canadian per liter, and fuel is 134.9 per liter if you pay cash, and I paid $1.35.9. Alright, наступна зупинка Pincher Creek, Alberta. The next stop is my shipper, 123 kilometers away, about 75 miles. Well, yeah, I like this truck stop. Yeah, you know, the restaurant is here. The restaurant is pretty.
Left onto 28th Street, then turn left onto Alberta 2 South.
And this truck stop is right between, like, the lanes are separate here. Like, northbound lanes are there, and it's like a local road, like 50 kilometers an hour speed limit. Saw a cop yesterday who was catching speeding people. So this goes north, then I have to go south. And of course there's Tim Hortons over here, so that most Canadian, lots of Canadian truckers like. So they don't buy coffee over there, they go here. But this one has a beans to cup machine. Yeah, you see, so this is again one way, 2 lanes go south. And then right after the truck stop, I already see the sign, 70 clicks an hour, and then it gets to, I think, 110. So yesterday I was working after I parked the truck. I was working for probably, like, I don't know, 3 hours, dealing with the paperwork that never ends. So one guy from Ontario over here, the guy with the oversized load, he had some kind of a empty trailer, but I know that company, they're from Ayr, Ontario, and he had a similar equipped truck with a lift axle, except he had a single axle Jeep, like on top of a 4-axle truck. You know, like I'm carrying a tandem Jeep, right? But these guys are smart. A single axle Jeep, like even in my case, for that load, no, that 95,000 pounds, yeah, I see 110, the speed limit. That big pipe layer, because my truck is so heavy, I don't think a single axle Jeep would be enough. But some of these guys, you know, that's what they do in northeast US. They just put down the lift axle and then they use a single axle Jeep. So like the truck has 4 axles in the back, you know, and over there they're okay with it. Like, you know, most states over here, like in the US, like in the middle, right, they will not give you the full weight unless you have a spacing there from the last axle of the truck to the single axle Jeep. Like there should be a, I think, like 10-1 at least, 10-1, so that it's considered a separate axle group. But many states in northeast US, they don't care about that, so you can have like 10 axles in a row, they will give you 20,000 pounds per axle. Kind of like what they do in Michigan, right? And I told them Friday, middle of the day. But you don't want to be off by more than 6 hours, because then you have to change the ETA. They don't like it when you, let's say you tell them you'll be there at 8 o'clock and then you show up at 3 p.m. They'll start asking questions. So basically anything over 6 hours, you have to go into the, I have to go to that website and I have to do the edit and just change my arrival time, and then click send and save, and then the customs is happy. Because that's the whole point of this PAPS, right? What is it called? Pre-arrival system, pre-arrival basically notification system. So they want to know that you are coming. They want to know the shipment details. They want to know the truck license plate, who's the driver, where you're going, where you picked it up, right? Whereas before, a long time ago, you didn't even have to email anything. I think, yeah, you just use that sticker, like PAPS for US, PARS, PARS, PARS for Canada, and you just put it on the invoice, and you fax it or email it to the customs broker, right? And then customs broker took care of everything. But then they said, wait a second, we don't like this. We want to be notified in advance when the truck is arriving. And that's when they changed the system, and they made it kind of like two sides of the same coin, where the carrier, me, I have to do my own part online, right? And then the customs broker has to do their part. And so there's two transactions. And then they are connected online via the reference number, which is my sticker number, right? Like PAPS number. That PAPS number serves as a reference number for this shipment. And so the customs broker uses that to file their paperwork, and then I use it to file my paperwork. And then when two of these are recognized and accepted, that's when I see the message, and I receive a message by email saying, you know, the transaction number is on file, basically everything is good, awaiting arrival of goods. That's what I want to hear, meaning that there's no issues. I can just show up at the border, and usually it's just easier. By the way, I'm still getting used to it. I mean, I cannot get used to it. Like when you cross into Canada, right? You're going from US to Canada. The Canadian guys, you give them your ACI manifest and your customs invoice. They will stamp your manifest and your invoice and give it back to you. When you go into US, loaded, unloaded, doesn't matter. You give the guy the ACE. It's called ACE in US, right? You give him ACE and your invoice. No stamping, nothing. He'll just take your ACE cover sheet. Probably. Yeah, they usually keep that one. Just gives you back the invoice. You're good to go. I don't know. Why is it so, different? Like no stamps, nothing. Like basically nobody cares. Nobody cares about stamps when you go into US, The only time you get a stamp is when you do exporting, right? When you're moving a used machine and you have to give them the 72-hour notice, and then you have to stop on the US side when you're going to Canada. Let's say I picked up a used machine, like a used excavator, let's say, I don't know, Ohio, right? And I'm going to Toronto. And so I'm crossing in Port Huron, I stop on the US side, I go inside, show them all my paperwork, my original title or certificate of origin, and that's when they stamp it. And the stamp says, I think it says export authorized. Export authorized US Customs. That's the only time when they will stamp your paperwork. All right, you guys ready? Now this guy on the right, on the sofa. Come on, wake up. We gotta go. because these guys are probably already looking at me kind of funny. Well, why is he stopping here? So yeah, I pulled in, stop in front of the gate. It says all basically visitors have to check in the office. I go in and I say, today's 21st, right? Was the first truck here before? She says, yeah. And I said, why is my entry like I'm writing my name on in the register? I said, I'm the first guy where the date says 21st. And she said, because the last one before me says, 19th or something. Yeah, like what is it? No, 18th, 19th. Yeah, probably somebody was here on Saturday. And she says, oh, they probably didn't check in. They just went straight through. I'm like, okay. What kind of outfit are you guys running here? No, just joking. But she opened the gate. I pulled in. There's a crane here waiting for me. I'm like 1 hour early. No, wait, 2 hours early. No, wait. I was there... Oh yeah, I called in and I was supposed to be here at 10. I called in and they said, oh, you can actually come at 9. And then when I stop in front of the gate, my phone beeps. And the agent, the broker is saying, Sergei, what's your driver's ETA? My driver's ETA? Well, let me check with the driver. Oh, it's right now. The driver reports he just arrived. And I typed her a message. I said, I'm the driver. I was just about to send you a message. I'm here. I'm at the shipper. And so now it's 12 o'clock. So as usual, these things take time. And the guy comes out and the crane is already hooked up to the piece. Of course, they didn't like that. Because, they see I have a Jeep. And the guy says, oh, where are we gonna load this? I look at him like, what kind of question is that? I said, well, we're gonna load it on the top. And he looks at me. Finally, it dawns on him that I'm joking, right? And I said, well, we have to take it off. I said, I told the broker that I'm coming with a Jeep. I said, I just moved a heavy pipe layer. And this guy, okay. He doesn't want to listen to my beautiful story. And then they, of course, like I said, they were not happy because they had to unhook from this piece and hook up to my Jeep. And there's two guys there, right? One guy in the crane, one guy
Next left onto Main Street.
and one guy. Hold on, we're not gonna make it. With experience. Oh man, look at this. It comes with experience, when you look at the road. Man, I hate this. So a Kopka here, so I gotta be careful. Wait a second, why is it sending me this way? This is Main Street. Yeah, I'm going east. Give me a break. This guy was driving 5 miles an hour, and then now he's picking up speed. Come on! You see, like this stupid 391, it's not working. Yeah, you wave with your little hand. The guy is waving like that I let him go. Alright, now we're gonna go drop the trailer again. This time I'm putting my gloves on. Well, no, I don't want to be that low. Come on. Now look at this thing. Does it look like it's 10 feet wide and 10 feet tall? Man. Yeah, so they grudgingly they take off my Jeep. And then the guy says, well, normally drivers pay for this. Oh yeah, I asked him, I said, when you book a crane, I said, because I wasn't sure who's the crane guy, who's the customer, but this is like the customer yard. And I said, when you guys book a crane, what's the minimum?
Take the next right onto Waterton Avenue, Alberta 6 North.
What's the minimum amount of time, you know, that you book the crane for? Is it like 6 hours, 4 hours? And the guy says, no, it's 1 hour per truck. 1 hour per truck, man, because this is a wind generator company, right? These guys, yeah, I saw right away that island in the middle.
300 meters, turn right onto McLeod Street, Alberta 507 East.
And he says, yeah, but drivers pay for this. I said, pay for what? For the crane? He says, yeah, when you want us to take things off that we didn't order. He says, we didn't order your truck with the Jeep. I said, I'm sorry, but the freight broker was advised
Next right onto McLeod Street, Alberta 507 East.
The driver was advised of this. The freight broker. Oh, nobody told us anything. And he says, oh, this piece is 56,000 pounds. I said, my paperwork says 53,000 pounds. Well, it looks like it's heavier. I said, my paperwork also said that this was supposed to be 10 feet wide and 10 feet tall, and that's what I want my permits for. The guy just shrugs, basically. He doesn't care. The shipper does not know the dimensions and doesn't supply the proper dimensions to the broker, right? No, but actually, of course, it's a good thing that I'm not as wide as I thought. But what it was the other way around. And when I was coming in, I stopped here at this beautiful cemetery over here. Just, you know, gives you an opportunity to think about your life, you know. And I stopped there, no signs, you can stop, and I just checked my map. Because, you know, it's a small town, and I can see there's mountains. Like, we're very close to BC mountains over here. Like, I can see them in my mirror, but I didn't have time. I wanted to take a picture. I'll take a picture when we stop. So for now, I just put in Medicine Hat. Oh yeah, and another annoying thing for me as a carrier is, so she says, where's your driver? Like, she has no idea that I'm the driver. Okay, then I say, yeah, I'm the driver, I'm here, okay? And then I load it, I send her a picture, I say, loaded, leaving shipper shortly, and I send her 2 pictures. Two color pictures, high quality, taken with the iPhone. She said, thank you for the update. And then I went, start dealing with the Jeep, you know, hooking up to the Jeep, drop the trailer, hook up the Jeep, back the Jeep under the trailer, and as I hooked up to the Jeep, that guy comes out who said that drivers usually pay for this. But he turned out to be all right, because he says, you want any help hooking up to the trailer? See, I didn't ask him, right? But I said, no, I'm fine. I said, that's actually the easy part. The easy part is hooking up the Jeep to the trailer is not that difficult. Because it's just, you have to be somewhere in the middle between the tires, right? I look up in my mirror so that my Jeep is somewhere in the middle of the trailer. I know that the kingpin will go in. Except that I usually just go very slow and just wait till my kingpin of the trailer is right on top of the 5th plate, you know, but just like a little bit before. And then I reinflate the suspension on the Jeep, and this lifts it usually. But this time I didn't want to do it because I saw that the trailer will start pushing on my fenders on the Jeep. And so instead I hooked up all hoses when the half of the 5th wheel was still out. I hooked up all the hoses, all the hydraulics, and I started my PTO, and I lowered the neck of the trailer right on the Jeep. All right, and then I went in the truck, I backed till I heard the click.
600 meters, turn right on the Crow's Nest Highway.
Checked it a little bit, forward, backwards, everything is good. And then I started the PTO again and lifted the trailer to the travel position, and we're good. But I knew that I will have trouble at that intersection. I could see, like from the distance, I could see that that big bump, you know. And that's it. So we did like a bypass around. You see like mountains over there, so beautiful. But I don't like these
Take the next right on
cables.
Highway, Alberta Trees.
You know, they
Exit for Crow's Nest Highway.
like those electric lines. They spoil everything, because you cannot take picture over mountains and then have those lines, you know, in the middle of the picture. And so this is Highway 3. So we did kind of like a little loop. And now I'm gonna stay on this Highway 3 for 258 kilometers, which is pretty much where Highway 3 connects with Highway 1, Trans-Canada 1. That's where Husky is. I know that one. That's Medicine Hat Husky. Oh, and as I was driving in here, because that was the nearest one, like I didn't eat anything. Like the Flying J were in Nanton, there was no food that I can eat. I just had a coffee. And but one positive thing, so it was easy to load this thing. It took them like 5 minutes, so it's not oversized, it's just heavy. And look at the direction the blades are spinning. You know what that means? That means that just once in 10 years, today, I have the tailwind. Because when I was driving this way, the wind was super strong in my face, you know, and I'm thinking, oh man, this is cool. Like, I don't mind the headwind when I'm empty, but I really appreciate the tailwind when I'm loaded. So I should do some good mileage today, but hey, wait a second. Why are we so fast? No, we want to do 92 kilometers an hour, 57 miles per hour. That's it. Because I fueled up this morning. It was $1.35 per liter, which is pretty expensive if you convert to US gallons, and then US dollar now becomes weaker. Now Canadian dollar went up for some reason. Now Canadian dollar is worth more now in US dollars, which is not good. Because they pay me for this trip, I'll be paid in US dollars, but all my bills are in Canadian dollars. So as far as I'm concerned, I want 1 US dollar be worth 2 Canadian dollars. You know, so let's say they pay me $1,000 US. I go to my bank and the bank says, oh cool, that's 2,000 Canadian. That's what I would like. Unfortunately, the best scenario I saw was $1.40. So $1,000 US was 1,400 Canadian. That was like the weakest point, my favorite time in the Canadian economy. And then it became 1.4, 1.3, 1.25. I checked this morning, son of a gun, 1 US dollar now is $1.22 Canadian. Oh yeah, I started saying, as always, like my thoughts are all over the place. So I said another irritating thing for the carrier is that you get loaded, right? You just send them a message that you're loaded, you're leaving shipper. And guess what? She sends me a new email. And guess what she's asking? What's your ETA? I'm still at the shipper. I'm 900 clicks away from the US border, right? So it'll take me 2 days to get to the border. I have no idea how long the border crossing will take. Because as you know, sometimes it takes 5 minutes, sometimes it takes 4 hours. And so I said, no clue. I'm 1,800 clicks away from the consignee. Will advise the ETA when I cross the US border. And she didn't get offended. She said, oh yeah, sure, okay, thank you. Yeah, some guy wanted a quote for 110,000 pounds, 9 feet wide, 7 feet tall, basically some kind of a ugly load, just heavy. So 9 feet tall, 9 feet wide, 7 tall, and it's shipping in at the end of the year. And I gave him a rough idea. I said, but I have to check the cost of permits. I said, if you could text me your email address. So I just heard the sound. I think he sent me his email. So when I stop, I'm gonna reply with my email address and check out the cost of permits. But also, you know, 110,000, man. That will take like a week in Ontario to get a permit, because I cannot, my annual permit does not allow me so much weight. So now I'm 74 plus 110, so I'll be 184, right? 74 and 110, 184. So if I have 3, 5, 9 axles, 9 times 20, that's not enough. You see, something like this. It's because Ontario does not give me 20,000 on the lift axle. So I don't know. I might need to use my fancy, you know, 3+2 setup that I never used yet. And then of course I'm gonna be 107 plus 6, 113. I'll probably be like 115 long. I think I would need a bunch of pilots over there. Oh man, look at this guy. Why do you need such a big house? Man. Like from the distance, I got scared because he was taking both lanes. And then over there the road got wider, and so he went all the way in the shoulder, and still he was taking half of my lane with the edge of that building. And so yeah, I decided to just shut down in Medicine Hat, because it's been very slow going because of all these towns, and then I had to stop in one small town because these guys were asking me for like I gave 2 quotes. So one guy had some kind of a super heavy excavator from here, from Western Canada, going to GTA, Toronto. And then another guy had a similar load, 110,000 pounds, so 9 axle or even 10 axle, going from where? Going from Toronto area to New Brunswick. Alright, I'm 5 minutes away from my truck stop. This is already the suburbs, I'm guessing, of Medicine Hat. Medicine Hat. A very interesting name for a town. Well, I made it to the truck stop, and this is not what I was expecting. Just basically I mixed them up. You know, I was hoping I would go to, basically the one I was thinking about was in I think it was Moose Jaw, like the next town over. Like parking is okay, like there's a big parking lot on the other side, and I saw guys, they go like this and then they turn around and they pull forward. Oh, you see, like that guy's there, like that's what they usually do. But I'm pretty long, and there was a kettle hauler parked next to me, and this is Esso. It used to be Husky. Well, I think it's still Husky, but they have no restaurant inside. The restaurant is, the sign on the door says permanently closed, and over there on the wall it says Husky customer parking only, maximum state 8 hours, please register at sales counter. Yeah, right. Unauthorized vehicles will be removed at owner's expense. Yeah, I want to see that. But I went inside, I bought a Coke and some fruit salad, so I am a customer. So my problem with this, and why I'm showing you this, is that like that's the basically Trans-Canada 1 over there. Yeah, that where the red truck is going, that's Trans-Canada 1. But the problem is I don't see anybody turning like, see, they're all turning like that, because there's a sign there on the pole that says 2, like basically a ramp to 1 east, and that's what I need. And so for some reason nobody's going straight at the intersection. You see, like that tow truck went, right? And it's a very sharp corner, and that's my problem. Like, that one is no better either, because that's why they don't allow people to turn over there. So no, but it's a bit funny that, you know, the road is right there, right? The highway 1 is right there, and yet everybody has to go into that ramp, and they're not allowed to make the right turn. And so my plan is, that's why I went around. I went for a walk, because there's another street over there I can take behind this building, behind this motel. But that one, because there's a little by street, it connects with this ramp, as they call it, right? But over there the angle is even worse, and so what I'll have to do here, I'll just have to go like this. I hope nobody parks next to me, but I'll have to go as close to the pump as possible, and then hug that curb over here and start turning right, you know, all the way from here, and then turn right into that ramp. Yeah, the traffic is crazy over here, this Medicine Hat, because it's the end of the day. Oh, check it out, that's a cool looking car. What is it, a Mustang? No, not a Mustang, it's something like a Pontiac or something. Yeah, I see over here you can only either turn left or you can turn right, but you cannot go straight. And so you cannot turn on that TCH1, which is like nuts. So it's a very complicated intersection. And probably the clue why it's organized like this is this little sign: caution, high collision area. Well, probably if you would made this a bit more complicated, you would have more collisions over here, because this is nuts, you know. And so that's my plan tomorrow. Yeah, I'm gonna get up real early and try to go like this, like I said, in a very wide circle, turn from this side right into that ramp, and I don't know, 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, when there's nobody here, because this is Saskatchewan, I can drive at night, nobody cares. And plus I'm legal, my width, I'm like 8'6" wide, legal height. I'm only long because of the Jeep, and I'm heavy. So tomorrow is going to be an exciting day.